So in this video, we're going to create a presentation for, this is for module 1. This is what it's going to kind of look like when we end up. You see that there are like 5 slides. Actually, this needs to be, well, I'll fix this later. There are about 5 slides that we need to create. It's a pretty easy presentation. I'll get you through most of it. A lot of everything about PowerPoint is just you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're just creating one slide after another. So I'll get you through this. So let me slide this over and I get a new presentation coming in here. So open up PowerPoint like you're going to create a new PowerPoint presentation. One thing that they do in Module 1 is when they start out creating this presentation, they start out using this Berlin style, and then they end up using this main event style. I guess it's just to show you that you can change these things as you go along. But I'm just going to go ahead and start with this one just because that's where we're going to end up anyway. So I'm going to click on main event, and when you do this, you get these quite often you'll get these different colors that you can choose from. So like this is the one that it defaults to, this red, but there's orange and there's green and there's blue. Well, the one that they choose is this green one. So we're going to choose that, and then we'll choose create. And when you get there, it starts you off with a title slide. And get rid of this. So this is a title slide that we can use to create to create our title slide. And these boxes here are called placeholders. So this is my title placeholder, and this would be my subtitle placeholder. And so I can just click in here and add whatever I want to add. So I can click in here and add autumn. Whoops. My A didn't go through there. Autumn family programs. And this down here will be my subtitle, and it's the tall oaks nature center. And they change, one of the things that they do is they change this autumn to a different color. So to do this, just like we did in Word, we select the word, and then we can go up here into our font color and choose, and they chose this orange color. Whoops, this orange color. And that changes that to that. They also italicize the Tall Oaks Nature Center, so we can just click on that. After we typed it, we can click on that, and then we can change this to italics. And there's some part of our first slide done. So now we're going to move on to our second slide, which again is, let me go ahead and slide this owl over. So it's going to look, this second slide is going to look something like this when we're done. So the way we do this, now this, the way this, the style of this slide is something that's called a title and content slide. And the way you select different slide styles is up here. You've got this new slide button. If you click down here on this, it offers you these different layouts of slides. And so like I said, this one is a title and content slide. So I can just click on that, and that adds this second slide to this. So I can go through here, and again, it's got a title for this slide and a content, rather than title and subtitle. Most slides, depending on your layout, is going to have a title and at least one part of content. It may have multiple contents, but this one is going to have one. So, oops, let me select this. Come on. And this would be where my title for this slide will go. And down here, these are, you can see that this is, the content of most slides is going to be something kind of like a a bulleted list, like we did like we did in Word. Um, so I could go in here and it says enjoy a hike on a natural surface trail. Sorry. Spelled that wrong. And just like we did in Word, we can right click and fix anything. And now the font size that it wants for this is a 24 point, so I could go up here and change this and change it, select it, and change this to 24. And then now you notice, let me strike this presentation over here. Notice how this thing is, we have these sub bullets. It's got enjoy a hike on a natural surface trail, and then it's got this little sub bullet underneath it that says approximately 1.5 miles. So the way that we do that is I'm gonna hit enter, and it takes me down to the next bullet. This is again just sort of like we did in Word. I could go up here and hit this. We got an increase and decrease indent button. I can't decrease the indent because it's all the way at the end. But if I hit increase indent, it slides that bullet in, and I can pop my next one in there just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and paste these other ones in here. This next one will have a bullet and will have a bullet, a sub bullet. Now, let me show you this. Because if I hit right now at this level, so here's the bullet here. So if I hit enter, that's going to create my next bullet at that same level. Well, what they want on this next one is they want this bullet to go all the way out to the edge again. And then we have a sub bullet and then a sub bullet. So to get back to where I want it to be, I go here and now I can hit this decrease indent, and that will move my bullet all the way out here to the edge, and then I can create my bullet and then a sub bullet and then a sub bullet. So, and I'm just going to paste these in here from the other slide just so I can do this quickly, and you'll see like everything is where it needs to be. Again, I'm going to have to change my font size on all this because this needs to be 20, and then every Saturday needs to be 28. So I'm going to change this to 28, like so. And then now you see we got this new slide that's ready to go. So that's another slide. The third slide, and again, I haven't done the pictures yet. I'll show you those in a minute. But the third slide is a comparison slide. We've got after an insect identification, we got grasshoppers and dragonflies. So again, this is just a different layout for a slide. So again, I'm going to go back up here to the top and click on new slide and click the down arrow. It's going to open up this menu. And so for this one, what I want is this comparison. Sort of looks like a two content, but this one's going to be a comparison. So I click on that. Again, we have a brand new slide that popped up there. And I can add my title. I have, now these two have two different subtitles. Because you'll see that we have, drag us over, you have grasshoppers, also known as locusts, and dragonflies, also known as damselflies. And though that's going to go here, so I just click in here, and then I can type it, but I'm just going to paste it because I've got that other one ready. Whoops, hold on, Control Z. Let's see if this is going to work. Oops, no, it's not going to work for me. Hold on, Control Z, let's try this again. Maybe I'm going to have to type this one. Anyway, that's why, because It's supposed to only be 15, so let's drag this down to 15. And change this to 15.15, and then grasshoppers. Enter was going to take me down to one other line, and then I can do my parentheses, also known as locus. And close my parentheses, and this is going to be dragonflies. Enter. I forgot to change this to 15, didn't I? There we go, and change this to 1.5. I'm just going to retype that. There it goes. Didn't like the way that looked. And hit enter. It's going to take me down one line, also known as damselflies. And it's often mistaken. And we'll do the pictures here in a second. And then we have one other slide that just talks about the, this last one is going to talk about twilight firefly hikes, and it's just got a picture of this lightning bug, I guess. So this, the only thing this is this is a title only slide. I don't have any content box. So I'll show you how to do that one again, and we'll go down to new slide again, and this is title only. Boom. And I'll go ahead and copy this over. And add it here. Control V. There's that. And well, like I said, I'll do the pictures later on. Alright. So let's go back and do the pictures. Now, this one, what I'm doing with this one, let me get back to this. So what I have here is a picture of this leaf, these leaves that are on this wooden background, kind of angled. And it's just sitting up here on top of the slide. I don't have a placeholder for this picture. I can just put this thing on top of it. So I'm going to click on Insert and Picture. And I have this picture from a file, so I'm going to go out to the file that I have, and it's on my thumb drive. Boom, boom. Let's see, I think it's in here. Text data files. Now these text data files, these are the files that you can download from the Blackboard. It's in Module 1, and I'm going to change this so I can kind of like see some of the pictures. I like to, when it's pictures, I like to see them. So there we go. Now I can see the pictures that I want. And this is the one that I want. This autumn leaves. So I'm going to click on that and click on Insert, and it'll pop the picture in there for me. Now it's too big, of course. Let me get rid of this. It's too big, but so what I can do, just like we did in Word, I can make these things, this picture smaller. You know, grab onto hold of this diagonal thing like this, where it looks about the size that I want, and then I want to drag it up here, and then what I'm going to do is kind of twist it so it goes in line with the font. Whoops. Then we'll twist that little bit. There we go. Make it a little smaller so it's not covering up any of the words. And then now you can see that kind of looks like the original picture, or the original slide. All right. The next one is morning bird walks. Again, I don't have a place for it, so I'm going to just do this the same way. I'm going to click on Insert, Pictures. Luckily, it remembers where we were last time, so it's just going to go back to the same spot. And I'm going to go down and choose my... And we need this owl picture, so I'm going to click on this and click on Insert. It pops it in there. And you see, it also gives you these different design ideas. So, like, you could select one of these, and this will help you out a little bit too. But we're going to do it like it does in a book. So I'm just going to grab hold of this owl picture and just drag it off to the side. Maybe like that. Oops. Something like there. And third slide. This is the one that we had, the comparison slide. Now this time I do have placeholders that I can use if I wanted to. Now the thing about these placeholders is, like, if you use a placeholder, the picture is going to take up the entire placeholder. So it's going to take up this entire picture, which may or may not be what you want. One of the cool things about just selecting it and then putting it on top, and you can resize it, you can put it really wherever you want. But I do it the way it is in the book. So this time I'm going to click on, so from in here, from this picture placeholder, I'm going to click in, or it's a content placeholder. This time I'm going to click this little picture button. This is going to open up to that thing again. I need the grasshopper one, so that's this one. Click on insert. And for this one, same thing over here. This one needs the dragonfly. Insert. And so there's that slide done. And the last one was our title only. We have no placeholder at all, and we'll just do this the same way that we did with the other slides. So I'm going to click on insert again. Picture, it's going to go from file. This time I'm going to choose the firefly, insert, and here's my firefly. And let's get rid of all this again, and I'm just going to change the size of it so it's not sitting on top of any of my text. And there's my firefly slide. The last slide in this one, sorry about that pause, I didn't want to cough in here. So this last slide, this is register for family programs. You see that this one looks really similar to this. In fact, it's the same thing, except this one, instead of saying autumn, this one says register for. So rather than recreate this slide again that I've already created up here, what I can do is I can select it, and then I can go to my new slide, drop down again, and then there's this thing that says duplicate selected slides. So if I click on that, it creates a duplicate of the slide. And then I can click on this and drag it all the way down to the bottom, so it's now the last slide. And then I can go in here and just edit it. And I can just change this to register for. Once I spell it correctly. And I got to change my font color. So it's going to select this. And then I should be able to, let's see if we can find it in here from one of these. Let's see. I can't find it. This is sometimes this is an easier way. I'm going to click this. I'm going to click this color that I want. And then there's this little button up here called a format painter. And if I click this, my icon set changes to a paintbrush. So now I'm going to select these words and let go, and it will change it to that same color. It's a quick way to find a color that you're looking for. So that's how they did the presentation for Module 1. May have another one coming for Module 2 pretty soon. So talk to you again.